Hey folks, wanted to jump on here really quickly to talk about some earning trades. We are an educational company, so these aren't trade recommendations, folks. What I'm doing is using these as real life examples based on some of the concepts we talk about in the webinars. So if you want to check those webinars out, please do that. You can go to Pro Trader Strategies, look for the earnings webinars. That's specific to earnings trades, not just all earnings. Not just all trades in general. All right, so I've got Starbucks pulled up here right now because I am fading Starbucks today. Why? Because there's a drought going on in South America. We're not hearing a lot about that here in the United States. I'm a softs trader from back in the day. This is something that I still get notifications on, and Starbucks is getting their coffee from South America. With the drought there, that should send supplies down, prices higher. Now, although coffee is probably one of the best profit margins of anything out there, especially in the restaurant industry, it's still going to eat into their margins because they're probably not going to be able to raise their prices to offset what they're going to have to pay up for some of these coffee beans there. So with that said, I think that they're going to talk about a lot of headwinds here in Starbucks. We've seen what's happened when they talk about headwinds or not give any forward guidance whatsoever, that they're getting punished for that. We saw that happen with UPS. No forward guidance today. Boom, they dropped almost 10% at one point in time. So I think that similar to Starbucks, they're going to talk about how well they did with their app and all of these other things. Their profit margins are going to probably be a headwind going forward, and that is going to be the catalyst that I think sends Starbucks negative here tomorrow, despite the fact that they very well may come out with better than expected earnings. And keep in mind with these earnings, I'm keeping this all really small. Basically the restaurant industry has taken off. We saw Yum's earnings. They did very well. And a lot of these other companies have popped up, kind of like what we saw with UPS today, no forward guidance. Well, and FedEx got hurt today based on that. So no forward guidance probably out of Starbucks other than talking about the drought. I think that is going to send them down. So I'm going into the July. They expire on the 30th, which is Friday. So I've got that theta decay really helping me out. Right now, as we can see, we've got high implied volatility. We expect on earnings that we see this volatility come out of the underlying. Why? Because it's uncertain what happens going into that earnings, not so much there on this one. But generally speaking, when we have that volatility, we see it come out on these earnings. So I'm expecting the volatility to come out. That makes those premiums go down. So I might be a little bit directionally wrong with this trade. But if this volatility really comes out, that theta helps me. I could be directionally wrong and still make money with this trade. So having said that, I went into the July that expire Friday, and I sold the 132 calls in there for 58 cents. So 132, I'm basically $6 above where we are. And that makes us outside of that market maker move that I talked about today in the daily market commentary. So we're looking for our trades to stay within that. Most trades this earnings season have outpaced some of those market maker moves. Why? Because we saw them not give forward guidance, and usually those outpaced moves are to the downside in most of these. So Starbucks, I'm going to play to the downside, like I said. Apple, you're going to catch a theme with this one. With all-time highs, we talked about this tweezer top in the spotting the trade earlier today. We've got confirmation of it. Now, I do have a binary event, and this is the real big question mark, but it should probably lose a little bit of momentum up near these all-time highs. Are they making all their money on these tablets? Well, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, and I do believe that is going to be something where more people aren't buying that brand new phone. They're probably buying last generations more so. That's what I'm starting to hear from folks that I run around with, and they aren't always buying the last generation phone, or they are usually, I should say, buying that newest generation phone. So with that said, I'm looking at Apple shorting. Same with those July, because I want to take advantage of that theta decay volatility coming out. So I want to take advantage of all those levers and pulleys that happen with the options. I know premiums are expensive. They're likely to get cheaper. So the July, selling the 155 calls in there for 79 cents. That puts me up here. My break even then ends up being at 155 plus the credit I received, 79 cents. And like I said, again, I'm doing these trades very small, a third tranche usually. So if you're using, trading 5 lots in here, I'm basically doing a 1 or a 2 lot in here. Okay. So that's how I'm trading with these. If you're usually trading with 1 lots, that might not be the best earnings cycle to be getting involved in, especially if you're a newer trader, because there's a lot of things that are missing on some of these earnings that are the catalyst for their moves, more so than just saying, hey, I beat on the street and on the headline numbers there. All right, Microsoft. Again, headwinds with the PC sales. I think that they already saw that ramp up. Everybody that was getting those PCs in this stay-at-home economy had probably already done that, all right? Even if they plan on staying at home for the foreseeable future, they've probably already done that. So I think that Microsoft probably has already taken advantage of this swoon in the market for home PCs. So therefore, again, those July, sell in some calls, the 300 level, high volatility, take advantage of that theta decay of 49 cents on that. 300 calls, that means I'm willing to sell Microsoft or deliver Microsoft stock to whoever at 300, and then I also get to keep that 50 cents. So even though I would sell it much higher than where we currently are by about $14, nice move to the upside, about a 5% move to the upside, plus I get to collect this other bit of credit. That's what we would look for. Now, if you're looking to get into this earnings trade and you have a portfolio, this is probably one of the best times to look at doing covered call strategies for the earnings. That way you can lower your overall cost basis on some of these underlyings you own there. And then finally, the last trade, I was going to put something in here right before I started going on, and I just kind of, I'm pulling out of it for some reason. I'm not getting the mojo I was earlier with this run up in Yum Brands. McDonald's really did well off of that. Has it just been overdone to the upside? I think I've added enough negative deltas in my overall portfolio by doing the short calls. Remember, that's going to give me short deltas in Starbucks, Apple, and Microsoft. I'm bearish in McDonald's. I'm gonna pull out of this one. I'm not gonna trade the McDonald's one at this point. So, and there's only about 30 minutes left in the day. Unless one of you guys really talk me into it late in the day, I don't think I'm going to be playing this one. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. But those are the earnings trades that we're looking at. Starbucks, Apple, Microsoft, I put on. I added that trade we talked about earlier today with UPS, and I'm not going to play McDonald's like I thought about. So, all right, thanks, folks. Remember, hit that subscribe button, and right next to it, there is a little notification, because I'm going to pop in here unannounced every once in a while, especially during earnings season, to talk about these trades that I'm putting on. Usually we throw them out there on Twitter, but by the time you see those, it's going to be old news. This way, I just put those on. You guys can see this happen live while I'm going through the process in my mind. There's no second guessing that way. All right, thanks all. Like I said, subscribe. Comment. I'll circle back around. If you guys have anything you guys want me to cover for earnings, we've got all kinds of earnings this week and the following week. So I'm going to be playing those. If you want me to talk about those in these market commentaries or in these spot the trades videos, let me know. Be happy to chat with you. So smash that like button. And if you can't take that, take it easy. Bye for now.